Warning. It is the opinion of the 4th Street Productions, LLC, and the Working Perspectives podcast that we should inform you that some of the language used in this recording could possibly be considered offensive. You have been warned, so if you decide to listen to the recording, then don't complain about the language. On the show today, we'll be talking about ideas for our favorite TV shows, getting caught drinking or smoking weed, why J-Dub's girlfriend is way too good for him, and then maybe we'll give ourselves all our own call signs. Let's go. Hi, hello, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to talk to some real people about some real things, some real lives, doing real stuff. This is the Working Perspectives podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied today by the Madman Sean Day, Schwab Game Steve Cabot, Lasmeeshma Liam Reese, and Bad Boy Benoit Pahoo-Kisse. In case you're wondering, you can find all our stuff and all our content on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can also on Instagram, Working Perspectives Podcast, and you can join us on the Twitter and the TikTok at Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workingperspectives@gmail.com, and please like and subscribe so we can keep this party going. Sean Douglas Day, how are you, sir?
Dude, I'm feeling really good. My stuff is finally going to be here tomorrow, the rest of it, 9 o'clock, and I started a new job tomorrow. So, dude, I'm feeling good, man. Feeling good.
For you. Good. Hey, good for you, man.
Congratulations.
Very nice. Strong Stem, how art thou?
Listen, I don't mean to bust in and get a little different, right? But I'm doing fucking great. Because since last time I talked to you fucking jerk-offs, I saw one of the most iconic moments in Philadelphia history. I saw a legend in the making. I seen the home run. We're in the World Series. I'm fucking doing great. So quickly though, I just want to knock this out. I thought about this real quick with this home run, right? Bryce's home run.
Yeah.
I have to put it in perspective, right? Top three, real quick, for the Phillies that I've been alive for.
Yep.
Of course. 3, I got Shane Victorino, but it was only in the NLDS when he hit the grand slam off CC.
That one was great.
No way.
Yeah,
It was awesome.
that was
It was like a
awesome.
build-up, right?
That was
Not to
awesome.
brag, to keep going, blah, blah, blah,
But
right?
that
But it
was
was a grand
awesome.
slam. It was an NLDS though, right?
Yeah, and
And
they
also
remember they
Sabathia.
worked him.
Also
They
easy,
worked
too.
him. The
Yes.
whole gimmick was working.
Yes.
Remember?
Yep. Get
Remember
pitches.
Brett
Get
Myers
pitches.
had that
Get
great
pitches.
walk. That was
Yes.
like a 12-pitch walk.
Yeah,
Oh,
get
it was great.
pitches.
Yeah.
So then,
I think Myers had 2 singles in that game too.
yes,
It was
yeah,
like even
yeah,
the pitches were
it was
hitting.
awesome.
But he
Wearing
was
them out.
working the count. Yeah,
Wearing
that's
them out.
all it was. Wearing down
Yeah.
Sabathia was the
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
gimmick.
And then, obviously, before what I witnessed myself, I would put Stairs in there, right? The Stairs home run.
Cases of emergency,
Professional
take
hitter.
the stairs.
But it's an NLCS. But the big thing was people forget it was against Broxton, right? Broxton that year was lights the fuck out, and he was a mean motherfucker. Like when he got on the mound, he acted tough. Like he had a whole gimmick. And fucking Stairs was doing terrible. Got in, rocked it.
Also,
but that was
pinch hit
also
home run.
also
yeah, pinch hit home run.
in a tied game. NLCS, right? So I'm putting this all circumstantial, right?
Also,
Pinch
best
hitter.
saying
Get what goes in.
ever afterwards, where the reporter came up to him and they're like, "How do you feel after hitting that home run?" He's like, "Man, nothing like 20 guys pounding your ass in the shower after that."
All right. Wait.
I'll take that off.
Let's back up. Wait, so the Phillies are in the World Series?
Yes,
Yeah.
right now.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Well,
Okay,
starting
dude.
Friday.
Well, dude. Okay, and they're playing the Astros?
Yes,
Yeah.
Correct.
that's right.
Dude.
Oh,
I live
you're in Houston. Oh,
Yeah, I
shit.
know. Dude,
Oh, yeah.
I've been watching baseball forever, and I noticed today there's Astro fucking flags all over my neighborhood.
Yeah, because they're cheaters. They're fucking cheaters. Anyway.
maybe
Hold on.
I should put maybe I need to buy a Phillies flag and just.
Hey,
Hell
yeah, you
Sean,
do.
I'll
Hey,
send you
Sean.
one. Send me your address.
I'm like
Sean,
an egg
check
though,
this-
dude.
Send me
I'm
your
like an
address.
egg.
I got you.
right, check
Like
this
an
out.
egg.
World Series starts on Friday and Saturday in Houston. They're off Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they play in Philadelphia. On Thursday night, the Philadelphia Eagles play the Houston Texans in Houston. And then if the World Series goes to Game 6 and 7, the Phillies play Friday, Saturday back in Houston.
Yes.
So, like, it is
I might get
Houston
murdered, though.
versus Philadelphia this week for
A while.
Sure.
So again, I went Victorino's
Next
Grand
week.
Slam, right? Victorino's Grand Slam. Went Stairs. So then I go 1A and 1D. I know it's a jerk off move, whatever. Bryce Harper. So for people that didn't know, Bryce Harper, this home run that we just witnessed, to send us there. His background, his history, not much playoff experience, never really was always the best, but never had a team that won, right?
Never
and
won a
again,
series.
This was a kid who was on Sports Illustrated cover as the Michael Jordan of baseball. Because when he was 15, he was hitting 500-foot home runs. It was insane. Nothing like him, right? So all the
Hands
pressure
down,
that was
once in a
on that
generation,
kid,
number 1 draft pick. Like from the time he was
incredible
15,
blue
everyone
chip.
knew.
He was what you would call a phenom. He was a phenom, right, in his sport.
Yep.
So all the pressure of this, he never really lived up to it. He did in his own personal play, but not as a leader, as a team, like being able to pull it all together when it mattered. For him to hit that, I put that at 1A, right, because of that background. And it was, to go to the World Series, not blah, blah. And then
Also, it solidified it. The saying was
sure
he's
did.
worth every penny.
Sure did. Every
That
penny.
that home run was worth every
I
penny.
agree. And by the way, he hit 400 in the series and had 2 home runs and 5 RBIs and just has been a tear in the playoffs.
Right.
But
And his reaction of just I know.
He knew it. You could tell in his body.
So
He was
cool.
to let all that weight off a man's shoulders too. It was, you could see it.
But the thing is, that's his job,
Reese
and he
Hobbs
did his
speaking
job.
out,
He did his job.
and he
You're
acted like he did his job.
He
hit that
lived
home
up
run
to
in
the
dugout and
prophecy.
said, "Yeah, I know. That's
Yep.
what I do."
Yep.
And now
So-
I'm going to take a jog around.
But again, the
Very cool.
one I can never let go in my head is, of course, the 08 for you young bulls. But in 08, Game 3, Chase and Ryan back-to-back home runs in the World Series. Game 3, there was it was a 2-1, turned it into a 3-1 series. Back-to-back home runs in the World fucking Series. Your 3 and 4 hitters come up and hit
Then
them.
we had that two-night clinch.
Ryan Howard
game.
hit Game 4, and Ryan Howard hit 2 in Game 4, but who cares? But the back-to-back was in the World Series was just,
Yeah. All
but,
right.
But because of Bryce's background, I witnessed history for that young man, and it was fantastic.
Yep. Cool. Liam, how you doing?
I'm great, man.
Very good. Yep. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah.
And Bern, how are you doing?
I had to throw that in there.
See Steve's intro.
I
Very
had to.
good. All right. Well, speaking of being great, this is the Working Perspectives podcast. Let's get this thing started. Let's go.
It's all objective to be effective by voicing societies. Working perspective, exploring your day and how you get paid. Launching a new episode every Tuesday. Your day can transform while we inform with new episodes available on every platform. So check out our vibe and how we get live. Then do us a solid. Share and subscribe. We're just sharing. We're just sharing. We're just sharing. Working perspectives.
Let's go. All right. So last week we did the best rock songs of all time draft, and we didn't get to talk about the girls' night episode. And then this week on the show, we aired the Sam Baughman episode. All right. So on the show today, we wanted to talk about when on the girls' night episode, Amy Weller talked about an incredible idea, and we referenced it last week, an incredible idea for a TV show, Carnies After Dark. I think we're all on board with this. I think we all want to, I think the world needs to see this. And if we could make it happen, that's next level for us. And I think, Steve, you had offered your services in this, and I do think you are probably the best candidate for
I'll talk
this.
every one of them carnies. What's up with it?
I just hope you like bed bugs. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, carnies like to wrestle too. I'll find the toughest carny in there and double leg them. They're gonna be like, I love him.
Yeah. And then, so Liam, I wanted to go to you first. What did you have for your TV show idea? So did you have a great TV show like the Carnies After Dark?
Right. So every time they do like these documentaries, like on like intervention or like the narco stories and everything, they don't seem to have any problems like taping these people like committing crimes and everything, or like, buying drugs, using drugs, everything. My idea is like how junkies, like how resourceful they are to get the money to like get the stuff.
Yo.
I want to see the heist. I want to see people steal stuff.
Yeah.
Like if you have to blur out faces, cool. But I'm trying to see these like epic capers like on the screen.
Yes,
bro.
It doesn't even have to be that. It doesn't even have to be for drugs. Just people stealing shit.
Yes,
that's the name of the show. Epic capers.
Mm-hmm.
Epic cape. I like that. Or world's hardest workers. Because I'll tell you, a fiend trying to get your fucking hit, dude.
Nothing's
They will do.
Impossible.
I love to remember The Wire when Bubs stole a telephone pole because it had copper in it, and he sold it because he could get his fucking shit. I was like, that's great, Liam. That's a great fucking idea. That is a great fucking idea.
You'd watch it. Everybody would watch it.
I would be on.
They'd be superstars, especially if you did it in Kensington. Are you kidding me? You kidding me? And it's like
the heart of the worst of the worst. Yes.
But I'm saying like
the most resourceful. That's what I'm saying. Where it becomes the most.
We'd have to say though, we'd have to be like, look, everyone knows the chicks are just gonna suck a dick to get paid. We want to see the real. we want to see what the real thinkers are doing to get their fucking crank. You know what I mean?
I threw my idea away. The original idea because I like Liam so much and I have a piggyback idea.
I do.
Dude, copper's $4 a pound. I might
damn right. Copper. Let's go.
Let's all go get some telephone poles. I got a mortgage. So nice. Lasmeeshma, very good. Let's keep it moving. Benoit, I'm gonna move to you. What do you got?
So I want to do a hidden camera show that follows the aftermath of Liam's show. And just those dudes sitting in a cell explaining why it didn't work.
Yes,
that's also one of the best too.
Like,
we had such a here. What happened was the trolley came by too early, and then the light turned yellow. And like, I want to see that of like we know we were right, and we're gonna get out of here tomorrow, and we're just gonna try it again. But I want to see the breakdown of the plot when it all falls apart. And, we've all been there, being like, you know what happened was, it's like, no, we were fucking dumb. We didn't have a great plan, and there were a million things that could have gone wrong, and most of them did.
Did you have Bern? Did you have another one before you heard Liam's?
I had a really half-assed one, and I was really happy I got the idea.
Well, that one was fire, though. What was fire?
You had a great one. What's your half-assed one?
Well, it was the same kind of idea, but just applied to like different people. Like I want to follow people around their jobs and like find the worst worker at the job and follow that person around all day.
See how he doesn't get fired?
See how he doesn't get fired and see how like he or she, because the worst worker at your job is always completely oblivious that they are the worst person at work. They think everything's fine. So just watching that person that everyone hates because they drag ass, just walk around, have coffee, bullshit. Meanwhile, like as they leave the room, everybody's like, "This guy fucking gonna do anything today or what?" Like,
dude. I'll tell you, I remember when I worked at Christopher's, the owner, Chris Todd, because I was raising a fucking stink about this one chick. I was like, this fucking bitch doesn't do, you know what I mean? Like, I was getting pissed. He came up to me. He's like, look, dude. He's like, look, as long as you're not that person, it's not your fucking problem. Because guess what? You could be that person. Like, you know what I mean? Like, every restaurant,
smart man.
Everyone has that one person. Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. And as long as that's not you, then don't fucking worry about it.
Fucking deal with it.
Yeah. I was like, then he's like, you know what I mean? He's like, this ain't your restaurant. You know, like you don't get to fire people. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And I was like, and he was fucking right. Because but the thing is, no matter what, even if everyone there fucking did tons of shit, there'll be one person that didn't do a ton of shit.
Pulling their weight.
Exactly. So it's not like she wasn't doing her job. She just wasn't working as hard as the rest of us, kind of thing. Right. You know, but she still did. I mean, you know, he was in the right. So
was she hot? We'll give her a little leeway if she's hot. Is she hot?
Nope, she was from the Northeast.
Well then, no leeway. Yeah, no leeway.
Yeah.
The rope's short when you're an ugly broad. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Hey, you know, either way. All right, very good. Hey, hot starts, very nice. Sean Douglas Day, what do you got for an idea for a TV show?
Well, as most of you know, I'm a prepper, but I'm also like the ultimate prepper, kind of like Elon Musk. And we need to be a multi-planet species because something's gonna happen, and we need to fund that shit, and taxes ain't gonna cut it. So to fund it, we basically get a bunch of porn stars.
Yes, I'm in.
Okay, so it's porn stars, but real world, but in space.
Hell yeah!
International Space Station, essentially. So we get Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos is already sending. Jeff Bezos is, the CEO of Amazon, or I guess former CEO. He's already sending people up there, civilians up into space, civilian astronauts. So basically,
my uncle can get them there.
Yeah, we'll do the civilian astronaut program, and they're just gonna fucking chill up there, and we just film it, and you make like a whole new website for it, and then you gotta send money up there. And then everyone who's paying for it knows that all the money is going toward like a moon base. That's it.
It's a whole new civilization.
Yeah,
through the oldest profession on the planet Earth.
Yeah,
in the stars.
Yeah, and then so we'll have that's it. And then if you want to like go, and if you're rich, you want to go up there
and you want to
like
fuck.
Yeah, you got to pay. You got to pay
zero G.
And all the money. Yeah, dude, imagine money shots, man.
Yeah.
It's like, how's that gonna work?
You gotta swim and you better look out.
Dude, that's the name of the show. Jizz in Space.
No. Here's my name for it. It's kind of nerdy. It probably won't go over well, but I was gonna call it ectopic pregnancy. Ectopic pregnancy.
What was it?
Ectopic. Okay. The problem is if you were to impregnate someone in space, the embryo would actually go upwards into the fallopian tube, and you get an ectopic pregnancy. So it's kind of nerdy. I know it never fly, but you guys come up with a better name. But it'd be a good show. But I would call it ectopic pregnancy.
Yeah, Jizz in Space.
I think Jizz in Space is kind of the same.
Okay, fine.
We're on the same page.
It's the same thing, just a non-technical.
We can call it floating facials. That's what we could call it.
Yeah, that works too. Definitely.
All right. Very good. Very nice. Let's keep moving. Strong, Sam. Let's go. What do you got?
So for me, I got a bunch of giant dogs, right? I got a bunch of giant dogs that I bring around all the time. They come to work with me, blah, blah, blah. They have a unique perspective. People love animals, right?
Yeah.
So I pitch the Shop Dog Diaries, right? We get what do they call them? Fucking a GoPro.
Okay.
You set it up on the Rottweiler and the Doberman, right? Because it's a unique experience when you come to my shop and these dogs come to greet you, but they're friendly. Whether you're nice, not nice, don't like dogs, like blah, blah, blah. They're friendly. They're not going to hurt you. But it's, I don't know, 250 pounds of dogs approaching you pretty quickly. And just their life of being in here, walking around, seeing cars, customers, the way they interact. People love animals. To see the life and the times of that animal from his perspective. And again, we got a bunch of people like I like to call Liam jerk off, yo. Merc off. We got a bunch of a lot of people come in from Merck, a very big company next to us. They'll come in, they're always dressed very nice, usually salesmen or fucking advertising or whatever, right? Yeah. So they come in, they got nice, but they love dogs. So they're all excited to see these two big happy dogs.
Sure.
Rottweilers slobber like fucking you cum. There's just these giant gross things that hang from the side of their faces almost all the time. So when you pet him and he like rubs his head against there because he likes you, all of a sudden your nice khakis have this
collateral damage,
giant jizz stain, like you was in space fuck where we were talking earlier, right across the leg. You know what I mean? Like you was partying in the space station, big jizz on your leg. But and then the initial reaction of people when they come through the door and those dogs go to greet you, we crack up because I have seen every reaction that you could ever imagine on mushrooms. Your imagination on mushrooms. I've seen all of that. The way I've seen guys run back and jump on top of their cars.
Yes.
I've seen guys get down on their knees and open their mouth, and I'd watch my dog French kiss them, and I'm like, what? He's like, it's all good. I love dogs. He's just licking inside his mouth. I'm like,
that's what I'm worried about.
Well, don't do that to my dog, though.
Steve, I gotta say too, like I like your idea, and that breed of dog should definitely be in your show. But another breed you need to reconsider.
I have also a mini bean dog.
No, dude, I had a bull mastiff.
Yeah, dude. Rottweilers have mastiffs in them. Yeah, same thing. They're all mastiffs.
Bull mastiffs are good.
Agreed.
Dude, same breed. Like everyone sees them, they just fucking they love them.
Yep. Yeah, mastiffs are But
Bill,
the way the interaction of them to live in this
Bill Burr had a great saying about pit bulls, and I think Rottweilers, bull mastiffs, they all kind of fit in this description. He said they're like a gun. He said they're like a gun you could pet, is what they're like. Because people do not want to fuck with these things.
Sure is.
You know?
My ex used to love just walking the rot because anywhere, even though he was the biggest, friendliest, and any person that knows rots, they're like, they have the temperament of like a big ogre. They're all goofy, super happy. She would walk him, and every time she witnessed any human, whether it was kids, older people with dogs, Everyone crossed the street. She was like, I felt like I was riding a fucking dinosaur because everyone conveniently crossed the street everywhere we went.
Nice.
That's a plus.
Yeah. Always. She loved it.
Nice. All right. Very good. Love it. I would love to, if you're going to GoPro the dog, like, do the dogs leave the shop at all?
So, like, the unique aspect of their experience is at this shop, they've never been on a leash in their life. So they freely roam anywhere they want on our property, and they never leave. People always ask, they're like, how come they just don't run away? I'm like, because I feed them. That's the fuck why. They're domesticated. What are you talking about?
They like it.
This ain't a wolf. Yeah, this ain't a wolf. Like, he's coming back to me. But so they and they're smart dogs. Rottweilers and Dobermans are notorious for being extremely intelligent, right? So as long as you're not an asshole, like just how easy they are to make it mean, it is to make it nice. As long as, you know, it's an intelligent dog, he gets it. So they walk out, well, except for my Rottweiler's a dickhead, because sometimes he'll like to just stroll. There's a baseball field right behind our shop, and he'll just go out there, and people will call the shop. My dad had a Rottweiler before me. He used to do it too. The cops used to roll up and just open their door, and they love car rides. So he'd jump in the cop car from the local police, and they would drop him off at the shop, and they're like, this dickhead was in the fucking middle of the goddamn baseball field. Someone drove by and called and thought there was a baby bear roaming the fucking streets.
A baby bear.
So
yeah.
And then he just hopped in the car and was like, yeah.
And remember, and also there's a pizzeria next door to us that's separated. So they have a dumpster that you know, is full of food. It's a restaurant right next to them. So all you smell is food all day. So these dogs, it's a win-loss battle. Depends how bad he knows the penalty is going to be for going to the dumpster and finding what the crows pull out and drop all over, or Jose misses by dumping his fucking trash can in the goddamn things, and it like kind of doesn't go all the way in. If they're, I don't know, if there's half a burger, maybe a couple wings, who knows? They're scooping that up.
Nice. All right. Very good. Okay, so let's keep it on moving down the road. So very good stuff. Lasmeeshma, really like yours. You know what I mean? Maybe we'll get that going. I would love.
Oh, you got a real crackhead ready to go? Because Kensington Beach already has what you said.
If I gave a crackhead $12 to figure out how to get more money, like if I'm like, look, dude, go try something. Doesn't work. I will give you $12.
Hold on. This is the worst shit I've ever heard. You're gonna go down there and find the person this worst thing and offer him a couple bucks so you can film him act like an asshole. Is that what you're telling me?
Like,
dude,
$12.
You're a piece of shit, but I hear you.
I got
a toaster.
Drop in here.
It's brand new. It works, but there's no box for it.
What do you got, Sean?
Dynamite drop in. Liam, you got to get with the dude, the producer of fucking Bum Fights. Remember that dude?
Yes, I do remember him.
That's your guy.
Legendary.
That's your guy. You get him to produce it. It's fucking gold.
Yeah.
On and popping.
Yeah, get somebody to bankroll. Give these guys, an
whatever happened to the guy
on top of what they make.
Whatever happened to the guy.
I'll be an angel investor.
Girls Gone Wild. Yeah.
Oh, he's in jail.
Yeah, I think he got out, but he was in for a while.
He embezzled all that money.
Yeah, embezzled
the whole thing was a shell that he
got rich
all the money from. Yeah.
He got rich and white and realized he wasn't Jewish, so he didn't know how to handle money, and he got fucked.
He was not smart about it. Yeah,
he fucked up.
All right, well, let's keep it moving then. So on the Sam Baughman episode, which is available now on all podcast platforms and YouTube, really liked how this show turned out. It's my little cousin was on the show. She was a lot of fun, but she told a story about how one time her mom found a dime bag of her sister's weed, right? And then her and her mom smoked it, and then they grounded her sister, right? Yeah, I know.
Seems appropriate.
Sure.
Well,
and
the best part about that was her sister was already grounded. She was like, don't worry, I waited the 2 weeks until her grounding was over to tell her, by the way, last week me and mom smoked your weed, which is just such a savage. Savage.
It's pretty great. So I want to talk about, has anyone ever gotten caught drinking, smoking, busted, doing whatever? Lasmeeshma, we're going to go back to you. What do you got, bad boy?
So the house I grew up in North Wales, in the back, there was like an old beat up shed, like an old beat up red shed. And the way my mother met one of my friends is she looks out the back window and just sees this like smoke like billowing out of this shed.
Yeah.
So she like runs out back thinking the shed's on fire for whatever reason. She opens it up, and me and a friend were in there, and that's how they met too. That's how my mom met my friend Steve. Was Not this Steve, another Steve. Opened it up, smoke pours out, and she's like, "What the fuck are you two doing in here?" You know, she like took my keys and everything. I was like, "Oh, this is my friend Steve." Then he was like afraid to come around forever.
Sure. We've all been there.
It was funny. It was
nice. Good. So wait, you had like a smoke shed in the back. You're hot boxing the gimmick. And
Hold on, it was not a smoke shed. It was a real shed for grown-ups that they turned into something where they blazed trees in. It wasn't like you weren't going in there with like a lava lamp and a couch and a giant fucking 3D.
Liam, what time of day?
Oh, it was the middle of the day because usually at night we would just smoke around back of the shed, like nighttime. But I guess in my mind, dead middle of the day, like, hey, if we hide in here, nobody will see it. But it was just so much smoke. Obviously, they saw it.
So like this shed, like, is there like lawnmowers in there and like gasoline?
Oh stuff? Yeah, big time.
Yeah. So you're probably getting high off of gasoline.
Hell
and, like,
yeah.
Oil and,
there's some paint.
We're probably lucky she didn't. We're probably lucky she came out so the shed didn't burn down.
How about it? You know? Damn, shout out. All right, very nice. Shout out your mom. All right, Benoit, what do you got? You ever got caught, sneaking grandpa's old cough medicine or smoking the bad cabbage?
Sure. I mean, we all had those moments. I have a better story though. It's about my youngest brother, former guest of the show. He got nailed dead to rights. Like my mom found his pipe. She found the weed pipe, and that was it. And it was a wait till your father gets home kind of deal. Like, I'm furious with you, and like we're gonna have that. Because my mom never caught me smoking weed, and she never really caught my brother Mike smoking weed, but she knew we were all doing it all the time. So then to this point, we're both out of the house. Yeah. It's just Pulaski, and she is determined. She's nailing someone to the wall. Like before all is said and done, someone's going down.
Someone's going down. Yeah, hell yeah.
And so my old man was
She's trying to weebay him.
Yeah, exactly. So my old man was an attorney. So Pulaski, and I give him credit, 'cause I wouldn't have done this. I would have been like, at that point when she found the pipe and was like, "You're fucked, I'm telling you, Dad," I would have been like, "All right, it makes more sense for me to start getting my story together and just stealing up for what's going to happen."
Yeah.
Sure.
She gets a phone call. She walks 15 feet away from where she stashed this. He goes, he grabs it, he finds it, he sneaks out of the house, he runs across the street. Behind the other side of the street there's a highway. So there's like this back alley behind the houses, and then just like a highway that runs through. And he throws this motherfucker. He's like, I doubt I cleared the highway. Maybe it hit a car, but I made sure that it wasn't coming back alive. Went back home. The old man gets home. My mom's like, "I fucking got you. I finally got you. Good, you prick." Opens the drawer. There's no pipe there. And my youngest brother, straight to my dad, goes, "I don't know what she's talking," which is the ballsiest move of all time. Because
your wife's crazy. My mom and your wife's crazy. You said
obviously the old man is going to believe his wife, the adult, over the 17-year-old kid with the 100% and the hemp necklace. But just having I would have just accepted my fate and been busted. And Pulaski was like, "I don't know what she's talking about, man." I remember me and Mike being like, we've like a newfound respect for our 17-year-old. Like, man, I wouldn't have done that. I would have taken, at that point, I would have considered myself screwed. I would have taken my medicine. I would have tried to keep my head down and hope that whatever punishment happened didn't last that long. Pulaski was like, "I've never seen that before. Possession's 9/10 of the law. Where's the evidence?" I don't know what she's talking about. Just such a baller move. That's my favorite of all time.
Your old man must have been like, in his mind, he must have been like, "I'm proud of this fucking kid."
Oh, he
right?
absolutely was. Yeah. I know there's a part of him that it was like,
he's like, "That's my boy."
There isn't any evidence.
Deny.
I think it must be a youngest brother thing, because Alex was like that. Because when I remember specifically one time, when my dad was like, "Come here," to get hit, I would, you would just fucking
get it over.
You have to take your lumps, right? But I remember one time Alex ran and hid in the bathroom, and there was like a lock on the bathroom, and he locked it. And my dad was like, "Alex, if you do not open this door, I'm gonna fuck you up." You know what I mean? And Alex was like 10. you know, and then he didn't open it, and my dad kicked the door in and whooped the shit out of him.
Hold on,
But
I
was like, but in my mind, I was like, this kid's fucking nuts. I would have been like, one, I would have never ran to the bathroom. I would have been like, Dad, whatever you said, just fucking hit me. You
just
know,
take it.
No, the issue is with your old man to try to call his bluff is the ballsiest move I've ever heard. For him to call his bluff, he was like, "Oh, you think I won't kick the door in? Watch this, motherfucker!
Yeah.
I've been waiting. Actually, I've never liked this door.
Yeah,
bang!
Yeah.
Thinking about getting a new one anyway.
Yo,
he's like, you don't even get a 3 count. See
huge balls for that. Huge balls.
No, honestly, Christ. And then my he's talking about
you and Tom
it.
would never.
No.
Never. You and Tom would never.
Dude, we've talked about it, and I was like, in my mind, I'm like, he's just making it worse. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, if you're gonna get the lumps, take the fucking lumps. But if you're gonna run and hide and then not listen to him,
already mad.
Maddie, I got an odd question. Maybe we can blurt this out. How does your dad feel about Alex being gay?
He never minded it.
Yeah.
Well,
that's awesome. So,
you've seen enough shit in your life.
Well, that's the thing. I think the military.
That's really fucking cool, man.
Well, the military really erased that. You know, like he was not like because he would even say, you know, he's like, look, but you gotta ask. Like, he's like, I hate it. He said he hated everybody equally. That was his thing. I
get it.
But he was just like he hated assholes. But I think the military erased the fact of like, because he's from Scranton, which is a white Irish town. You know, it's not like a lot of black.
There's a couple of Italians in there.
There's Italians. True.
How dare you?
Some, but I'm saying
a lot of
whites. But it's a predominantly white and cat. So until he was in the military, and then that's when he would, you know, met a bunch of, but you know, he met some good guys in the military, which, you know, and he was never kind of like that. He was more of like, hey, don't bother me. Don't, you know, I won't bother you.
Don't be a dickhead.
Don't be an asshole, and there won't be a problem. But as far as like gay, I have a cousin who had come out as gay when I was like young, when I was like 9, and he was like an older cousin, and he'd come out as gay, and his parents were upset and all this stuff.
Like early 90s, right? Like things are not quite where they
are. Kids out yet?
It was just like, remember that kid that got handcuffed to the fence and beaten to death? Like that had just happened. So like people, you know, like people weren't fucking happy with it, and he came out and he's from Scranton and all this stuff, and he's like super good dude. And I remember like my dad was like the one like sticking up for him, and you know, and then when my dad got sick, he would come to the hospital and stuff. Like he's a good guy, but he was always like, you know, anyone's his choice. I had another cousin who was a trans vet, who was what's the ones that dress up like chicks?
Not a trans.
No,
it's not a tranny. It's you're
drag
right.
queen.
Drag queen, I guess.
Yeah, whatever. He would dress up. My cousin Shorty, he would dress up like chicks, and they would come over the house, and he would just be like respectful and nice. There's no ever be like, you know, there's no cause to ever be mean to anyone like that.
Again,
you know?
Every person I've ever seen, it's nice to everyone, has seen enough shit in their life that as long as you're not pushing whatever it is on to me, I don't give a fuck what you do. You can staple a dick to your forehead. I don't give a fuck.
It's an equation, right? It's like, does what you're doing right now fuck with my life at all? No. Great.
And you're happy? More power to you. Do what you do. Do what you do.
Yeah. My only thing of all that stuff is, if you're 18 and you want to, you know, cut your boobs off and put nipples in your asshole, I don't give a shit.
I agree, Sean. But actually, it probably shouldn't be 18. It should probably be like 25, because what is it?
Probably
doesn't develop.
But dude, like I agree. 100%. I 100% against. Like, if you're fucking 16, dude, wait till you're 18 and figure it out.
Yes.
Because
no kids.
Kids are so easily manipulated.
Like, I mean, like when we're kids, like how many Tom girls? I know so many.
So many.
My niece is one. That in today's day and age would probably, they'd be like, oh, you want a sex change? It's like, no, she's a Tom girl.
No, she likes sports. Dude. Calm down.
Yeah,
she likes sports. Like when she's 18, you know, then do whatever you want. I don't give a shit.
As soon as her Hooters come in, she's done with the sports thing.
As soon as Matt, you're a fucking both you and Sean. The second that happens, I'm investigating every man that walks near my niece, just like you two will your daughters. Yeah. Everyone getting investigated. Yeah. Everybody.
Yeah. But okay, but let's keep it moving. So great question, Sean. So all right. So very good. So let's go to you. All right, Sean, we'll go to you. Did you ever get caught drinking or smoking? And if yes, what happened?
And Sean has, by the way, Sean has the toughest mother I've ever met. She would beat the shit out of grown men. So keep that in mind when Sean fucks up. His mom was one of the toughest ladies I've ever met.
Didn't you have the candy garage too, right?
No, that was Mitchie.
No. Sean had one too because of their truck, their food truck. Yeah, his mom had a food truck.
But Mitchie had like
real, candy.
They had the king size, size.
Yeah.
No, but honestly, you know what? Everyone who knew me, like there's a lot of people who didn't know me, like unless I went outside, and like Steve knew like the inner me, but like I didn't. During the week, I didn't go out. Like I was,
sure didn't.
I was. Everyone who ever knew me knew like
reading
you're not gonna see Sean Day during the week. Like during the week, I was studying, I was reading books, I was practicing, I was training, and so I always got like really good grades. But like when like Friday night came around, Saturday night, and it was like the sun went down. I'm like, it's time to fucking work.
Yeah.
But my parents were both the same way. Like my mom and my stepdad were both very high functioning alcoholics.
Yeah.
They drank their ass off, but they fucking worked their asses off.
Paid their bills, did what they had to do.
But when it was time to fucking party, you partied.
Fuck yeah.
I always timed it. Like I always timed it. My mom drank Smirnoff vodka, which is obviously clear, looks a lot like water.
Sure.
Yeah.
What do? She got the big old gallon of it. So I would just fucking pour it out. So dude, I went for years without getting caught at all. Dude, I didn't get caught for years because I would come home, my mom was fucking just shit faced. I was shit faced, but so was she shit faced. I'm like, she'd be like, what are you doing? Drinking? You drinking? I smell alcohol, and I'm like, that's your breath. You've been drinking. So I went for years.
Card.
Yeah.
And then like hindsight, I didn't know what I had as a kid, but I had like some weird social anxiety. I just was like awkward around people. Sure. So like smoking weed was not my thing. I would get anyone who knew when I smoked weed, I would get really quiet and weird. So I didn't really smoke weed all that much. I did from time to time, but I never got caught doing that. But here's the big thing I got caught. The reason I became a fucking combat medic in the SEAL teams was because when I was 18, I got a fucking DUI. So that's like when I finally got caught. Ooh. So I told the story last time on the podcast, but so I was seeing this girl. She was a fucking first girl I had sex with. She was a fucking she was bisexual. She called me up and I was already drinking, and she was like, "Hey, come over." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll come over."
Say less.
So I get my fucking Monte Carlo.
Goddamn right.
And I drank probably
and did 140 on the way there.
Dude, I drank probably, it was me, Brian Warner, and
Wu-Tang.
fucking and Chad Ziegler.
Shout out Chuck Mo Dizzle.
Yeah, we were Brian Warner's grandma's house.
Now because he
yeah, and it's like just me and him, and so we were fucking getting fucking hammered, and I have no idea. We got alcohol, we got it like we always did. And I drank, actually that night was Corona. I think I drank like 10 Corona, and she calls me up and I fucking drive over there, and I have my mom's fucking cell phone, like those old shitty fucking closed cell phones. And I'm fucking trying to figure out where she's at. She's not at her house. So I stop on the side of the road, and there's some mud there, and my fucking Monte Carlo, anyone who knows about fucking Monte Carlos or like those old Camaro drivetrains from the 87, 88, basically it's not 2-wheel drive. It's 1-wheel drive. You got all power to one wheel, and so I'm fucking
traction.
Dude, it's fucking terrible. And so I tried to getting out of the side of the road, because I pulled over on the side of the road, talking to my girlfriend, like, "Hey, where you at?" Blah blah blah, trying to do the right thing, not like drink and drive and text and drive at the same time, trying to be responsible here. Like I said last time on the podcast, but like worst fucking timing ever. As I pull over, there's a cop like a half mile down the road, and he comes over. And it's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, and I'm fucking just shit faced, and he fucking knows it. And basically, but actually, it actually helped me out, because I was supposed to go. The recruiter fucked me over, and a lot of lingo here, but there's these things called C schools, and I had done really good on my ASVAB score, which is basically like a military IQ test. Did really well on it. Yeah. And he wanted me to be an IC, which is interior communications on a nuclear sub. Which is one of the harder jobs to get. Actually, in hindsight, let's say that did go down, I'd be making a lot of money right now. I would not be happy, but I'd be making a lot of money in the swimming world, that job. But I would not have been happy. But basically I got fucking booked, go to the hospital, give me the fucking blood test, test, had to do the whole fucking thing. My parents picked me up. So at that point, it was like the gig was up. Like my parents like had to pick me up.
You had graduated by then, or were you a senior in high school?
No, I was a senior in high school. This was like
Fucking... So and also they had zero tolerance, right? Like they had a policy back in the day, the zero tolerance policy.
No, they started later, but this was post. This was post 9/11, so like I'm going to war. I know I was going to war, so I probably had a little bit of react. I was probably drinking a little bit more than I should have been.
Sure,
because I knew I was going to. I mean, I always wanted to be a SEAL.
Yeah,
but I knew I was going to war now. Like I knew I was going to fucking war. So
you're jumping in the water and the sharks are fucking biting, babe, and you know.
Yeah, and so I was like, I did well in school. So basically, I needed to pass one class in high school. One class. That was it. That was first period English class.
Yeah.
Which I think I was taking like college level classes my senior year, so I was fucking off anyway because I didn't need to pass anything. But that was the one time where like it was definitively my parents knew I got drunk and got a DUI. So I got the DUI dropped with the condition that I would leave. I think I was supposed to leave like the very end of the summer, but the judge was like, "Hey, he's like, if I convict you, you're gonna stick around my fucking town, fucking off with your idiot friends." He basically said like this. He's like, you're gonna fuck around with your idiot friends. If I drop this, you're gonna be better off for society. I'm like, I agree. And he's like, well, I'll drop this, but you gotta leave for the Navy in 2 weeks. So I went back to my recruiter. I'm like, hey, dude, this is what happened. I need to leave in like 2 weeks. I'm like, what job can I take? He's like, hospital corpsman. So that is the only reason I'm a hospital corpsman and I was a combat medic was because I got a fucking DUI. Incredible. And had that not happened, dude, who fucking knows? I mean, had that not happened, I may have.
You had no aspirations of being a combat medic at all, did like you wanted to be a SEAL? No. You wanted to be a SEAL, but you had no like nowhere on the docket was like, hey, let's be a medic. So wow, talk about life giving you a curveball.
No, I mean, what helped me out because I mean, my goal was to be a Navy SEAL and go into fucking combat. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with me, but when I saw combat movies, people were like, "Oh, it's fucking crazy." I saw a combat movie, I'm like, I want to fucking do that. Yeah. But the thing is, being every single op, you always need a comms guy. Yeah. And you always need a combat medic. Yeah. So if you have in the SEAL teams, those were two jobs that everyone wanted to get.
The most important.
Either a comms guy or a combat medic, because you're always gonna be in the ops. So as a result, I was always on ops. But
that's pretty badass though.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But I went a long time without getting like definitively caught. At that point, I was definitively caught.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
All right, very cool. Let's keep moving. Strong Sam, what about you? Ever get busted?
All right, so listen, I smoke marijuana, right? I smoke weed, right?
Right.
Oh,
nowadays everybody does. You go to any local distributary, which is everywhere. And there's everything from a school teacher to your fucking priest to who the fuck knows, right? It's just weed. Stop it. So, but in high school, so my sophomore year, I get to high school. They all hate me, right? Everyone hates me because I'm an asshole. I smoke weed every day on the way to school. Me and my friends, we'd smoke weed every day. So probably not good for kids. Anyway, so as we're smoking weed on the way to school, I get to my homeroom. I skip the class. They call me in. Obviously, I'm an athlete in high school, so I have that somewhat leeway. But I'm also a dickhead from North Wales, so we did dickhead shit. So my leash isn't that small. We kind of have a little reputation of those are the poor kids in this high school, and they suck. So
gotta keep your eye on them.
Yeah, fuck them. So I get a call. I skip the class. They bring me to the principal. I show up to the principal. And in North Penn, our big school, there was one head principal and like 7 what they called assistant principals. Yeah. And they broke names up from like A to D,
7?
D to whatever, Baba to whatever, right? So you had it wasn't your real principal. It was an assistant principal, but there was like 7 of them that broke up the alphabet, and each pod had the names in it, right? So they called me down to my assistant principal. And I show up, and of course, I'm absolutely high as shit. I just blazed the blunt. I'm fucking 16 years old to the face with 2 of my friends on the way to school. And we're wake and baking with big giant, back then it was like Philly Titans. We're scrapping the thickest hell, right? I'm the highest. So I get into class. Right away, they call me because I skipped the class, call me down. I get down. the principal, who I didn't like already, he's a weirdo, gets up, walks around, shuts the door behind me. Now, I've been in the principal's office maybe once 1,000 times before that. He's never shut the door behind me. I didn't know what was happening. So he shuts the door behind me and he sits down. And I'm chewing a straw, like the little coffee straws, got that in my mouth. And he says,
totally incognito, just chewing a coffee straw in the principal's office. Nothing to see here.
The highest stuff is waking.
It's 7:45 in the morning, and he can't open his eyes.
Hot boxing a car. Yes. And currently I am Cambodian. I don't know. So he says to me, well, the whole room smells like marijuana pot. I was like, all right, chill, cuz. And he's like, your eyes are red and you're chewing a straw. I'm like, well, I don't know what the pot smells is. I said, I have allergies and I like to chew shit. I don't know what you're talking about. He was like, not a problem. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you to the nurse and we're going to figure this out. And I'm like, in my head, because I'm 16, 17 at this time. I'm like, is there a way to there's no way to figure this out, right? Did I fuck this up before?
Is this real?
I know there's no way to do this, right? I'm like, say less, cuz we'll go to the nurse and figure it out. Fuck you. And in my head, I'm like, I just fucked up, right? Again, I'm on the wrestling table. There's the whole thing. So when the whistle blows in North Penn for the classes, the halls are like something you've seen in a concert. It's like trying to get through the subway in Philly after a fucking Phillies game. It's insane, right? Yeah. So the bell rings right as the dickhead,
like college, man.
Right. So the dickhead security guards, these jerk offs come up and they're like, "Hey, Steve, you ready?" I'm like, "All right." So they got to walk me down the hall, right?
Wait. So, was Dick Beck there? Dick Beck?
He was one of them. He was. Okay, he was one of them, and then he was one and another guy. As they go to walk me down, the bell rang, so everybody's in the hallways, right? So all my friends see me, and people that I know, probably not a lot of friends, a lot of people didn't.
Perk walking.
They see me and they go, "Oh shit, Cabot, what you doing with the?" And they can see how red my eyes are at this point, and immediately they start laughing. They're like, "Oh shit, what'd you do?" And I'm like, "Stop, it's not that bad. I'm fine. In my head, trying to convince myself I'm fine. We get to the nurse's office. I still am confused at what's going to happen. I've been on probation at this point. I was a bad little kid. So I've been in crime a little bit. I'm like, hey, what are you going to do? Make me piss in the cup back then? They didn't have the technology to check it right then. You had to send it to somebody, come back 2 weeks later. Get the fuck out of here. Like, you're not checking my piss on the spot. So how can you fucking get me for this? So I'm still trying to figure this out in my head because I'm so high. I might as well flew to the fucking nurse's office. I was that high, right? So we get to the nurse's office. Lady comes around, sees my name, and she goes, this is the only time this actually happened multiple times in my life, but thank God I love this kid. She goes, Stephen Cabot, are you you don't happen to be Anthony's brother, are you? And I was like, hell yeah, that's my older brother. She was like, oh my God, I had him in elementary because he's 5.5 years older than me. So he's like, it was a decent gap. He was like, I had him in elementary school. He was the best kid ever. He was so great. He was so smart. He did this, he did that. I was like, hell yeah, that's the guy that beats the shit out of me. But hell yeah, what you said. So she comes in, she closes the lights down, puts a flashlight in my eyes to see like the bloodshot. And I'm like, no, I have high blood pressure in my family. She's like, no, perfect example, no problem. Puts on and she's still talking about my brother, which annoyed the fuck out of me because I'm all high, he beat the shit out of me at that point. And she's like, your blood pressure's a little high. I go, runs in the family. No problem. Turns around, looks directly in his principal's face and goes, he is not under the influence of marijuana. And again, I am so high at this point. I still cannot believe any of this has happened. I feel like I'm in the fucking the Truman Show. I cannot believe this is fucking happening. And I just looked at him and I went, hell yeah. I was like,
Steve, I gotta ask, were you smoking like the mids, like the actual $5?
Probably.
Was
back then,
was like the modern day, like fucking
could have been a hydro. Yeah, I don't know. Could have been no, not what today is for sure. For sure, not what the weed is today. But high enough that at that age, I was 16. And for people that do smoke weed, when you smoke first thing in the morning, it's a different high. There's a real thing to wake and bake. It gets you so much higher than any other time. So for me to be in there and that lady look me dead in my face and be like, no, he's not high. I looked at the principal. So he turned around, walked out, and then made a start. I had to he wasn't my principal anymore. Blah, blah, blah. But it wasn't getting caught. It was being dead to rights and somehow getting out of it.
Wait. I'm terrible. You were a freshman or sophomore? Well, no, a sophomore.
It was probably my sophomore.
Yeah, because we were freshmen at Pembroke.
Yes,
Pembroke. So you were sophomore. You were sophomore.
He's right.
So you were sophomore. He's right.
Pembroke. Yep. So very nice. Let's keep it moving. So on the Sam Baughman show this week, she gave some great stories about her call sign and how she got her two names, which were Carlos and slap. So her call sign Carlos came from the movie The Hangover because the baby in The Hangover was named Carlos, which was great.
Right, it was.
Yep. And then her second call sign slap came from a story where she slapped a ranking officer because they were trying to press buttons in her module, right? So I thought that maybe we could all think of some call signs. So Lasmeeshma, I'm going to go to you. What do you think would be a good call sign for old Lasmeeshma?
Okay, so we have Scrapper McDaniel, Scrappy Doo, Scrimmer, Scream, Scrappy Doo, Scrimma Scram, and then the one that I like the most is probably Scrapper McDaniel.
Scrapper McDaniel.
And I'm sure there's more like variations.
But those are just your neighborhood names. You have nicknames with everybody else too, right? Like Lasmeesh, you know what I mean? Like that's what.
Yeah, like if somebody's last name was like had like MC, I'd call him like Ronnie McFucklestick or something. You know, like Horatio Cornwaller. You know,
Horatio Cornwaller. What the fuck does that mean?
Dude, you guys have the best nicknames. I fucking love it. Horatio Cornwaller and Ronnie McFucklestick.
Yeah, Ronnie McFucklestick is definitely.
Everybody was a McFucklestick. Yeah. Everybody was McFucklestick.
I love it. I wish my nickname was Ronnie McFucklestick. That's hilarious.
We were actually at a bar called like McCloskey's or something, and I remember like taking a call and making everybody laugh because they're asking where I am, and I'm like, I don't know, I'm in some bar, fucking Johnny McFucklesticks or something.
Oh, that's great. That's fucking great. Very nice. Dude, Scrapper McDaniel. I love it. You know what I mean? Liam Scrapper
My go-to,
McDaniel Reese.
I was a neighborhood guy for him. Mine was Scrim Scrapper. I always like Scrim Scrapper for him. It just came off nice for me.
But let's go back to the origins, though. So your name is Liam. Everyone's called you Liam, right? And then it went from Liam to Scream, right? Yeah. And then the SCR, that changed the variations of Scrim, Scrapper, Scrappy, Scrimmy, Scrapper, McDaniel.
And it's just like however high someone is just comes up with a variation of it.
100%.
You know?
Well, I vaguely remember, didn't Eric Zeblin like dub this name? Is that right or not?
I think Russ Manissi might have been the first person.
Russ. Okay.
Yeah, it might have been the first person.
Same world.
Maybe Chaz, even.
Yeah, hell yeah.
He had a bunch of nicknames too.
Let's go with Chaz. Let's go with Chaz.
Stop it. He had the most nicknames.
Well, is his real name Chaz or is it Charles? Okay. Charles. So yeah, I have an uncle Chaz whose name's Charles. Too, so
of course.
His real name's Charles, but everyone called him Chaz.
Yes.
Is that a Philly thing too?
Sorry,
Sean,
idea.
I keep interrupting you. Go ahead.
I don't know, but if Charles was alive, man, dude, he'd be so good on this show. God damn, dude, he'd be, dude. We'd have 10 million views if it was Charles on the show. Charles was the best.
He was that kind of guy.
You have no idea.
I mean, he wasn't like a guy you're gonna like, you know, not like reliable for a job, but like, dude, if you want a good story,
100%, yeah.
But dude, like, if you want a good
story,
if you want a good fucking story, man, that's what you and dude, life is fucking tough, man. Like,
yeah, it is.
I mean, actually, pre-COVID, I would often like, you know, fuck Hollywood, fuck this, but you know what, dude, entertainment is actually fucking super important for human, like, just being sane.
Oh yeah, man. And you need an escape.
It is.
You need an escape, brother.
You need an escape. I mean, you need an escape. And fucking Charles, yeah. I mean, like, would I want him to paint my house? No, I would not.
But you'd want him to tell you a fucking story.
I want to go to drink beers at the bar with him.
Hell yeah!
You'd want him to tell you a story about somebody else who came to paint their house.
As a result, if Charles told me a story, my productivity for the entire week would be much higher after hearing his stories. So he would have been very important for society.
I wouldn't even say like 1 in a million. Like, he is like the definition.
1 in a billion.
Like, it's like not an exaggeration. Like, one of a kind. Like, there's no other person like that. Like, in the entire world.
I'll tell you this.
Never has been, never will be.
I completely agree.
But that's the worst part, man. It's like those people who are super talented. Like, you look at like the 27 Club. You got Janis Joplin. You got Jimi Hendrix. That's how it is. Like, actually, what age was he? What age was? Charles.
20.
How old were you,
28.
Yeah, I want to say 28. 27.
You were 28?
I was 27. No, I was 27. He was 28.
He would have been 28.
Yeah, 28.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like those super influential people, like that caliber, like a Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix. It's like they fucking just burn out.
Yeah,
like, it's like they burn super bright and they just fucking die. But it's like they're still important.
I never really had any interactions with Chaz, but from the crazy thing is too is like you guys tell these crazy stories about him, and like he's done crazy things and all these like fucked up things too, but you guys fucking loved that guy. You know what I mean?
The wildest
like,
bull I ever met.
Yeah,
love him to death.
Like he might have been crazy, but you guys, but also he was
crazy.
Like, but also like to his friends, he was loyal too, right? Like loyalty
100%.
was big for him. Okay,
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, I was always glad to be on like the other side of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All right. So Scrapper McDaniel, I fucking love it. Nice. Very good. Benoit Podcasy, what do you got for a call sign, baby?
Yeah, I mean, this is funny because like Liam was just saying, like we've had my youngest brother on Pulaski on the show.
Sure.
His name is Jeff.
Yeah.
Pulaski didn't happen until he was like in high school, out in the garage with my other former guest of the show, my middle brother Mike, and early guest of the show, the big thrill Nick Gill, when Mike and Gill were like 16 and Pulaski was like 14, and they got real high, and he walked in, he's like, "What are you guys doing?" They were like, "Hit this, Pulaski," and that just like now my mom will call him Pulaski when I'm talking to her because she'll be like, "Jeff," she'll be like, "Hey," so I was talking to Jeff, and I'll be like, "Who?" She's like, "Just fine, fucking Pulaski." But I thought a lot about this call sign, and I like that we got Scrapper McDaniel because I wasn't sure. Like you watch Top Gun or whatever, it's always one word, one name. Right. But I really needed a double.
A double, sure.
And I'm glad Scrapper McDaniel went well because that's a perfect. I'd love to see that printed in like the Air Force stencil on the side, like next to the top of Scrapper McDaniel. I told you guys in a text earlier today that my son put my glasses on the other day before losing them. I haven't had them for 10 days, but right before he lost them for a week and a half, he was walking around going, "Oh, big fat daddy." But that jogged my memory. I think I know exactly what I want my call sign to be because I can say it so many different ways. You ready?
Love it.
Lil Mina.
Little Mina.
I would want to go Lil Mina. That has stuck with me. And that question of why'd you call yourself Lil Mina is just because it was fun to say Lil Mina. And I was like, correct.
That seems to be like an end of thing where it's
just in my brain.
It's just fun to say.
It's just fun to say Lil Mina. So that's what I would want my call to be. Shout out to the Smuts.
Shout out Shanna Vesci. That episode available now on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. Shanna Vesci episode where she talks about the Lil Minas.
Little Minas.
Very nice. Very stinking nice. Very good. Benoit Podcasy. Let's keep it moving. Steve Strong Stem Cabot, what do you have for a call sign?
So everybody obviously knows the Stubins, all that shit, all about.
Sure.
I'm gonna go to what my father always referred to me as because he thought that he didn't think I was the brightest bulb.
Yeah. Wonder where he got that impression.
But he also knew that I was smarter than everyone else I was around, including you. So he knew I was smarter than most people, but not the most brilliant, right? He couldn't believe the zero fucks given that I had, right? Ever since a youth, like would just easily, my brother and my older cousins would be like, "Hey, who wants to, I don't know, we're out on the boat. Who wants to jump off this 40-foot rock cliff into the lake first?" And I'm like, "Back up, fellas." And they're like, "Oh yeah, please go first. Because if you die, we won't do it. But if you survive, we'll all do it." Right. So my dad nicknamed me the Kamikaze Kid when I was a young boy, as they would say.
Kamikaze Kid.
And it kind of stuck with me forever. Like I thought, like it almost, I'm going to be honest, Dad, you fucked up. It almost built a confidence in me when I was younger that like when I saw my older brother, say we would pull up to like, this is going back to the early 90s. You pull up to a spot with like BMX bike dirt jumps. And it's a big ass, like 5-footer, right? You knew you either had to go balls to the wall or like shit might go down, right?
Don't bother.
My brother's 5 years older. I got a bunch of like fucking 16-year-olds around him. My cousin lived with me. He's fucking 18. I got 16 and 18-year-olds with me. I'm 11. I was like, they're like, you know what? I don't know. Hey, yo, Tone, maybe let your brother do it first. See how that goes. And I'd be like, yeah, hell yeah. Because in my mind, I was like, the only way they're going to accept me and think I'm cool is if I do this. And if I do it, I'm Bryce Harper. Yeah. I'm a legend, right? I just did it.
Yeah.
Now, 95% of the time, I didn't do it. It crashed and burned. Ended horribly.
Well, you tried it, but it wouldn't work, right?
Yeah, I would usually not make the gap and then crash into the front and smash my face and like bend my arm backwards.
And
my
they'd be like, "Oh, fuck
my
me."
brother!"
But dude,
my brother on the walk back would have to convince me that I did this on my own and I did this on my own free will, so that when Mom sees all the destruction, I didn't make you do this. And I'm like, no, you did make me do this, and he's like, no, I didn't. You know, and that was how it went. But Kamikaze
like, you want two broken arms, shithead? You did this
100%. 100%.
His name was fucking warranted because like when I would go on vacation or like like we would go to like the lake or whatever, there was always a cliff where we'd find like a rope swing or something like that, and
ready to go.
Like my thing was like, I don't give a fuck how high something is, I'm jumping off that shit.
Right.
And so Steve would see me jump off it, but Steve would then do a fucking like a gainer off of it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Take it up a notch.
And I'm like that was not my thing. My thing was like I can jump off of it and do it and I can survive it. But like no, the Kamikaze Kid was like so warranted because anyone who knows Steve has been around like water sports or whatever to call it, all those boats, trestles, all that shit. Steve will jump off at any height and then also do a flip.
Yeah.
Whereas me, I was like, I ain't doing none of that shit. I'll jump off of it and I'll survive. I'm good. She's like, no, I'm doing the gainer.
Yeah, my old man warranted that immediately and was like, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna lose the youngest one, but that's why I had two. You know what I mean? That's why I had two.
I'll pump him up before he goes. Hey,
he's gonna go out. He's gonna go out. He's gonna go out like a champ.
He's gonna go out on his own terms.
Yeah, dude. I was watching this. I was watching this animal show the other day, and it was these fucking birds, like in I don't know, fucking Alaska or some shit. And the mom's the mom's fucking strategy, no shit, the mom's strategy is to have 4 or 5 birds, and the 4 or 5 birds just fight each other, and like they all kick each other out, and then the mom only raises 1 bird.
Hell yeah.
That's fucking gangster, dude. That's fucking gangster. Don't play.
Oh,
but guess what? You worked out. But your dad did that
I made it.
That strategy.
Matt's still amazed. I could tell by his shaking of his head. He's amazed.
Yeah,
I made
the fact that you're still alive is incredible.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, let's keep it moving. Sean Douglas Day, what do you got for a call sign, baby?
Wait. So is the question like what should my call sign be, or what was it? Or like
both, Sean. We want to know what it was.
You're the only one who may have had one.
Yeah,
because I have a call signs for you growing up. But what's your real?
I know. Oh, I mean, we'll do some basic pre-one. Like when I was a kid, it was when I played football. It was D-Day.
D-Day.
I like that.
D-Day.
Because everyone knew me like. I was a linebacker and
he lived up to it. I used to watch him on kickoff literally decapitate kids. It was insane. At least twice a season, Sean made a kid leave on a stretcher on kickoff.
Yeah, like I was the most like athletic kid, but like I had very good vision and I knew what was gonna go down. Wait, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you're good. Mm-hmm. You're good.
Yeah. So I wasn't like the most athletic kid. I wasn't like completely unathletic, but like I had some good vision. Yeah. But like I didn't give a fuck how fast I was going. I'm gonna hit you. Yeah. So that was D-Day. And then a nickname I had, I have no idea how it stuck, but like I got really fucking high one day, and I do not react well to weed. I get like
there's
really
a theme here.
I get really weird and anxious, and I start thinking about like, what if I was a particle moving at the speed of light? And like I'm a little kid, and so like I blurted out one day, when I'm high, call me Daryl. So for a while, people called me Daryl. Remember that shit, Steve?
It still works with D-Day too.
People call me Daryl for a while. So like on the sports thing, it was D-Day, and I was fucking like high on the weekends. It was Daryl. But no, in the SEAL teams, my nickname was actually the fucking Green Goblin. Remember the Green Goblin?
Nice. Hell yeah.
Like the split personality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when I was like a new guy, I was amongst fucking just champions, man. Like I had guys that were at SEAL Team 6 that came over the regular side. These guys had done a deployment already to Iraq.
Yeah.
And these guys I was fucking
You're working
scared.
with your heroes, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I was working with my heroes. I was really fucking scared. And when I was fucking sober, I mean, I was just very polite. And you know how I was when I was younger.
Sure.
When I was sober, I had no personality at all. It was just very like, what's the business going on?
If you didn't know you, it was like you were straightforward. Yeah.
If I didn't know people and I was sober, like it's pure business. There's no personality. There's no jokes. I want time, dates. Where do I need to be? What do I need to wear? There ain't no jokes. We're getting the fucking job done.
Yeah.
But when I got fucking drunk, people were like, "Dude, you're like really fun." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." Like during the week, we're fucking. It's business, man. I don't drink.
It's the moment, right? It's business up front, party in the back. Like, hey,
and everyone's like,
Saturday night, let's get weird.
But like Steve, I guess Maddie never actually saw me get drunk when I was younger, but Steve saw, like, when I was drunk, I was a completely different person. Like, I'm very outgoing. I'll talk to girls. I'll talk to people. I'll tell jokes. And so my nickname was the Green Goblin because I was just like, it was like this completely polar opposite.
Talking to yourself in the mirror, arguing with yourself in the mirror, William Dafoe.
Yeah. And then it got shortened down to the Goblin. So my nickname to this day, anyone who really knows me in the teams, it was the Goblin. It was just the Goblin, or just Goblin.
Awesome. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And actually, you know what? I can tell you who gave me the nickname because he's all over the internet now. His name's Eddie Penny. He was at SEAL Team 6. Great dude. Got a book called out. It's called Unafraid. Wait, let me Google it. Let's chop this up right now. We'll stop right now.
Eddie Penny, you said his name was?
Yes, I don't fuck it up because I don't want to fuck this up.
Here, I'll look it up. I got it.
Eddie Penny.
I got it. Architect of Unafraid.
Yeah, it's worth like what I'm doing right now. Yeah. Unafraid, staring down terror as a Navy SEAL. Eddie Penny. So Eddie Penny is the dude who gave me the nickname, the Green Goblin. Which was shortened down to the Goblin or just Goblin, and it sticks to this day.
Nice, dude. He's got a podcast too. It's called the Unafraid Podcast. Good for him.
Yeah, he's very well spoken. Good dude. SEAL Team 6 did 20 years actually. So yeah.
Damn.
20 years as a SEAL?
Yep.
Fuck on me.
What are the dog years on that of what it does to your body? Like,
dude, I'm looking at Amazon Prime. It says 181 ratings, 5 stars. So
damn, good for him.
It seems like a good book, man.
Yeah. Nice. All right, shout out. Yeah, good deal. We'll do. I'm gonna give him a follow on Insta. Very nice. So, all right, everyone's putting in a call sign. Good. All right, so we're coming to the top of time.
Wait, Maddie, what's yours?
So for me, I was thinking of 2 of them. Well, you know, if you put kid on anything, I'm a big fan of that. Kid salami was always a big one
kid
for
salami
me.
Is what I thought.
Yeah. Everyone would always go kid salami.
Salami.
Kid salami was a big one for me. But when I worked at Applebee's, there was this guy there. His name was Mark, but we called him Soy because it stood for Slacker of the Year. So we called him Soy, right? But he was like a cool kid, younger kid, and we would hang out. And I remember I was hanging out with Liam at the time, and he had said the word goosh, and I fucking fell in love with the word goosh, right? And I kept using it, and then his nickname for me ended up being Tony Goosh, because you'd be like, oh, Tony Goosh, you know what I mean? Kind of like that. So
nice.
So it could
what does goosh mean? It's a fun word to say that means nothing.
No, it means like you gooshed all over this girl's face. You know?
Okay, I got you. Okay.
With the fucking goosh.
The goosh master.
I'm gooshing in space right now.
Yeah, I'm gooshing.
Rapper McDaniel gooshing around.
I got a questionnaire here. Okay, in the SEAL teams, we used to, like, if someone was like a fuck up, it was a bad guy, we didn't like him, we used to call him spilt fuck. What does spilt fuck mean to you civilians here?
Spilt fuck?
SPILT?
Yeah, spilt fuck. Just curious.
Oh, well, when you put it like that, I guess it's like
it's running down the leg, right?
Yeah. That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah. Okay.
That's part
fuck. I kind of like
part
that.
Of you ran down your mama's leg.
You spilled fuck.
But like if someone like when I was a new guy, if you're a new guy in the SEAL team, dude, the speed is so, dude, it's so fast. Like things are happening so fucking fast, and especially when I went in, like, dude, like it's not like we're training to like go to train. we're training to go to fucking war. And so I'm pretty sure my nickname basically was called Spilt Fuck for the first 2 months because I didn't fucking know what was going on. And dude, I was so scared of all these guys because these are my heroes.
Yeah.
And like it was like 4 months, 5 months down the road. I'm like, hey guys, I'm like, I think I'm like 19. No, maybe 19. I'm like, hey guys, what's spilt fuck? They're like, well, when you're fucking a chick and you come inside of her and it comes on her leg, that's called spilt fuck. I'm like,
and they're like,
that's
by the way,
am.
that's you.
Yeah.
FYI. I'm like, I'm trying my best, guys.
Yeah, that's pretty.
We know you're spilt fuck. We know you are.
So anyway, yeah. Well, I guess my first call sign was probably called Spilt Fuck. But it didn't stick, though, because I figured it out.
Nice. All right. Good for you, Spilt Fuck. So,
hey, Daddy, you.
Yeah, I was going to say, you. Ooh.
Yeah.
No,
Just kidding.
I'm joking, man.
No, I'm kidding. So, all right. So, let's keep it moving then. So, we're coming to the top of time. This has been another fun show. Before we get out of here, Lasmeeshma, anything, Scrapper McDaniel, anything you want to say to the Scrapper McDaniel faithful before we get out of here?
Yeah, if you haven't checked it out yet, The Watcher on Netflix. That show
is
fucking awesome, dude. Very good.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's very good. It's good. I liked it.
Cool.
Ooh, now that we're all here, post show, since we don't have anything, we're talking Andor and post show. All right, either way, let's keep it going.
I didn't see today.
Oh, you fucktard.
I work all day.
It is so fucking good.
Well, dude,
I'm sure it is. It's been excellent so far.
Now there's the cartoon too.
Oh, the new Jedi
Tales
cartoon.
Of the Jedi.
So fucking good. Have you watched it?
I
haven't.
It's one.
I saw it.
It's Count Dooku, right? You get him. You get young Qui-Gon Jinn. You get you get a female Yoda. You get female fucking Yoda.
Yaddle. Her name's Yaddle.
Yaddle, fucking gooch,
stop
baby.
Talking, Matt. Stop talking. You're ruining it.
All right. Okay.
Because Yaddle was part of the original movie, but like
Phantom Menace.
Outcast.
Yeah.
She just appeared
but not
in the Jedi
original
Council.
But it was an outcast or
an outtake, or an outtake or whatever.
Outtake.
Yeah, it got cut.
Outtake.
All right. Nice. Okay. Very good.
But she is recognized in canon now. Yaddle is recognized.
Okay, new show. Yoda and what's her name having sex. That's
Yoda and Yaddle.
That's why they had to. That's why they had to make her canon. Where did Grogu come from? You know what I mean?
Right?
Space.
Right.
Yeah, jizz in space.
Yeah, Gooshin in the galaxy.
Gooshin for Grogu.
Oh, baby.
Oh,
all right,
man.
Bern. Bern, what was your nickname?
Little Mina.
Little Mina.
Little Mina.
Little Mina, what do you got before we get out of here to the Little Mina faithful?
Nothing, man. Just a super fun, good pod. Whatever happened? I guess that poll never went out. We never know. We never knew who's going to win the best song. Did we do a poll for that?
No, fuck me. I guess I never did.
I think we should still put it up there. Also want to give big shout out to Ladies Night. Also, your cousin was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, Sam.
Yeah, that was good.
I was not at all surprised halfway through when she was just breaking balls. And I was like, oh, that's because you're like, that's my cousin, but I know you have a big family. But then like about halfway through the pod, it became very clear, like, no, that's Maddie's cousin. And like, they hung out forever. They were like, actually like,
yeah, my mom and her mom are legit best friends. Yeah. The way I'm related to her is her mom is my dad's sister, my dad's youngest sister, my aunt Fran, right? And when my parents split, my mom my aunt was like, yeah, fuck you, to my dad. Like, I'm staying with your wife because I like her a lot better. You know what I mean?
Get along.
Yeah. So like her mom's the best. Aunt Fran, she's the best. So, but yeah.
But I could tell you guys were not just like, hey, this is my cousin. It was I grew up with this person.
We were like, also they lived 20 minutes away. So it was like, we were over each other's houses all the time.
You saw them every holiday. Like,
well, even more than that. It was like all the fucking time. So, but it was cool. She was always cool. Her and Alex were like really, really tight at one time. And then
they closer in age.
Yeah. I think they're like a couple months apart, but yeah, they were like really tight at one time, and then kind of just.
Well, she was awesome, super, super informative, and
yeah,
had that Lavelle.
Yeah.
That Italian sassafras that you're so well known for.
You cunt. All right. Very nice. D-Day. Green Goblin. What do you got to say before we get out of here?
Keep it short, sweet. I'm philosophical. My favorite quote by Buddha: perception alone will solve all the world's problems.
Ooh, very good.
Wow. Well, speaking of perception, this has been another episode of the Working Perspectives podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle. I come today by Strong Stem Steve Cabot, D-Day Sean Douglas Day.
D-Day's so good.
Little Mina Benoit Putkase, and fucking Scrappy McDaniels, Liam Reese. In case you're wondering, you can find all our stuff and all our content on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast, and you can join us on the Twitter and the TikTok, the Worky P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workingperspectives@gmail.com, and please like and subscribe so we can keep bringing you this sweet, sweet content. Thanks for listening. Have a great weekend. Thanks. See you.
Okay, Liam's nickname now, I'm going to call him personally, I'm calling him Big Dicky.
Big Dicky. All right.
Big Dicky.
That's his nickname now.
Big Dicky Goose.
I mean, that's as far as nicknames go. If you're like, I mean, you can't call yourself Big Dicky, but if someone else gives you that nickname, you're like, hey, what am I going to do?
It's a lot better than being called Average Dicky, you know.
My buddy Richie used to introduce me to girls, like, because I went to Nova and he went to St. Joe's. We grew up together, but he would legit, I'd be like talking to a girl and he'd walk over and was like, oh, this is my boy Bernie, but he prefers if you call him B-Money. And he would just walk away and I was like, you fucking jerk off. Like, you just come in and just like throw a grenade in the middle of it and then just walk away. I'm like, I don't prefer that people call me B-Money.
What was
and now Richie's only calling B-Money for like 18 years. Like now that's what he calls it.
You know what's funny in the SEAL teams, like, because like we were post 9/11 and we all had like top secret clearances. A lot of us had TSCI, top secret compartmentalized clearances. So like it was a big thing. Like we couldn't have social media accounts. We had a lot of people. I mean, like we weren't spies, but we sort of lived in that world a little bit.
Yeah.
So like when we talked to girls initially, we had a lot of them. Dude, it was a big thing.
What a web! What a web you have to weave.
But dude, it became comedy. Like we would come up with the most ridiculous jobs ever. Like if women were like, "What do you do?" and like we would be like, "I'm a hot air balloon mechanic."
Yes.
Dude, like the most ridiculous jobs ever. Like most because you like. And
my name's Randy Stackman. I'm a shepherd.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, like, sometimes we would travel to like other states. Like, if you're in Virginia Beach and you see a Navy SEAL, like, some of the girls know, but like if you're in like Tennessee, the girls don't know. And so some of the guys would be like, oh, I'm a Navy SEAL, and they're like, no, you're not. So you're just like laughing in their face. Yeah. So it's like this big thing just to fucking lie to them about ridiculous jobs. Like, and like, that's a ridiculous job saying you're a Navy SEAL. And if you said that in Tennessee, they would laugh at you still. The same as saying, as I'm a hot air balloon mechanic.
Yeah.
Dude, like, same laughter. Laughter.
Maddie, but if you're lying about the other, you're the biggest piece of shit. If you're lying about being a hot air balloon mechanic, if you're a hot air balloon mechanic and telling people you're a SEAL. Yeah, that's fucked up. What were you gonna say, Bern?
Maddie, were you at the pub when Rob was there, the cook, Rob, or was he gone by the time you got there?
At the pub of Penn Valley?
Pub of Penn Valley, yeah. Dude, like a tall white guy, early to mid-20s.
Yeah, of course, dude. I remember Rob. Rob actually went to North Penn. Rob Carlton.
Yeah, Rob, he did. He had one of the craziest stories I've ever heard in my life, and this got touched on in Sam's episode, where he was in the Navy, right? Yeah. And he was like, and you do what you do in the Navy, you go, and then a bunch of guys get married to a bunch of girls from the town that the base is on, because you're going to be there for a year and a half. So he had one of those situations, and let me preface this by saying, and I think your cousin did a great job. Like, for every sexual assault that gets reported, like 150 of them don't. You know, so the percentage of the girl making up the story is very low, but when it happens, it's wild. Yeah. And he had the scenario where he deployed for 6 months, and then once he left, they were married. They were 20. She filed a protection from abuse, and wherever he was based in, it was like Oklahoma or Tennessee or Kansas or something. And he got back to find like his apartment emptied out and like all of his stuff sold and a PFA against him. And so obviously he has to go to court over all this stuff. But he's a cartographer on a nuclear submarine. So while he can prove that he wasn't there for the last 6 months when all these crazy things were filed and done, he doesn't have the clearance to say where he actually was.
Whoa.
So he had to get somebody like fairly high up in Navy command to step into this domestic situation and be like, I just want my fucking guitars back. Just grant me the divorce. Like, yes, I was not there. Where were you? I'm not allowed to say. I'm a cartographer on a submarine, and I can't actually tell you that.
Yeah.
No. What's actually great about this is like, Maddie, I'm actually being very honest. I think your last podcast with your cousin was probably the most important, but this is actually a great segue into Andor because a lot of people don't like Andor because it's not like Star Wars.
I love it because it is
like no, but like for me personally, like when I watch military movies, and I watch like these like little scenes where it's like administrative stuff, where it's like domestic violence, I love those little details.
Yeah,
but like your last podcast was so important because that's like it's a big problem. It's a big problem in the Navy.
Yeah,
big problem in the military. And with Andor, like I love it because people are like complaining, like, oh, it's not Star Wars. It's like, yeah, but guess what? Within the Star Wars,
world, not everything's cookie cutter and fucking Star Wars.
Yeah. Star Wars. I mean, it's like you have these spy thing. Like, how did he get the plans to
the Death Star?
Death Star, because he was fucking building it. He was in prison building the fucking thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
and like,
I love the fact that Rogue One happened. Rogue One happened, and it was way different than all the other Star Wars movies. It was fucking awesome, and I'm so happy.
It's the best one. It's the best.
I'm just so happy they followed through with what was good about Rogue One.
Yes.
In Andor to be like, yeah, it's all fun in space battles, but like there are people on the fucking ground who are like grinding every second for this information.
You're not gonna make
It's small victories. There's 6 people on a planet, like I said, I didn't see today, but I saw 2 weeks ago, and then the response to that. And I love I forget her name, the blonde chick. The whole time she's just like being like, this is how I would do it. Like they're missing the big picture. Yeah. This is how I would make it seem random, and then now the Empire is gonna come down on people, and we're gonna like this is how insurgencies start. There's a real psychology and philosophy to it.
Yeah.
Which I love that.
Rogue One, and I'm so happy that Andor was like, oh, you know why everyone loved Rogue One? Here are the 5 things about it, and we're gonna keep doing it. And fuck yeah, dude.
I wanted to, my neighbor, his name's Joe Morrison, really good dude, fan of the show, listener of the show. Him and his wife's awesome too, Jen. But I was just talking to him about, and I was saying the same thing. One of the things I love most about Andor, and it's, I think, as far as like, Rogue One's the best movie. This is some of the best stuff, if not the best stuff they've ever done. And it's because it's so fucking raw and it's rough and it's not fucking cooked. Because there's times in Mandalorian and there's times in Boba Fett and in Obi-Wan.
Han Solo shot Greedo first in A New Hope, right? And then we've edited this a million times out. And I hate that. I hate the fact that they had to do a weird thing. But Andor, right off the bat, like when you see him in Rogue One, he's like, immediately, he kills the guy he's with because his leg's broken and he can't climb and it's time to go. I think they're trying to correct some of that. Everyone has to be a good guy. War is ugly, and it's not.
It's
not
that's what I'm saying. That's
great
what
characters.
I hate to like cut you off again, but like that's my thing is like because I understand like what real war is.
Yeah.
And like, do I like Mandalorian? Yes, I like the Mandalorian.
Details, right?
Sure.
I like that side of the story.
Yeah,
it's a good story.
Yeah,
it's a Western style,
and it's fun, and it's good, and it's entertaining.
But like, if you want to understand the Star Wars universe, there's also the Spy Network.
Yeah,
and the Spy Network, and because I've been around that, I was never officially a spy, but I've been around FBI.
Were you ever
CIA.
Officially a Bothan?
I'm not gonna
because a lot of Bothan spies died to get that.
No. My point is like everyone's like, oh, this is like, oh, it's not Star Wars, but like, guess what? Behind the Star Wars universe, there's spies, and the spy network. It's not this cookie cutter. It's like it's very slow, methodical, and it
takes a really long time.
It takes a really long time. That's why they say like, oh, he did 30 days in jail, and it's like, dude, that's how it is, and people are like, that's what it is, man. That's what like.
I love too how they said it's 30 shifts. He's done 30 shifts is how they did it. And it
which was 30. It should be 30 days, right? Because it was 12 hours on.
I believe
12 hours
so.
off.
But dude, that prison, just thinking about that prison gives me heart palpitations. I was like,
hold on, I didn't see the.
I didn't see it yet either.
Oh shit!
Oh, guys.
No, listen,
I'm sorry, Liam.
No, I mean,
also,
we'll see it. We'll see it soon. We'll see it before the clock strikes midnight.
Yeah, but also this is what I want to talk about real quick. So, we did our 7 of 7 series, right? Incredible series. Really proud of what we accomplished there. Came down to game 7, week 7, set 7, babe. Like, what a series.
I wish I kept my headphones in because I had a real celebration. And then when I watched it on video, I totally understood why Sean was like, where'd your shirt go? I was like, no, I had a whole celebration that happened live, but I had my headphones off.
Had I known,
wasn't connecting to the video. Had I known, Maddie, I didn't know how I was going to react. I was sure I was going to use that.
Had I known,
what a battle!
What a battle! What a battle! Honestly, couldn't have asked for a better script. Tell you the truth, you know what I mean? Like the way Liam was up 3-0, then Bern came back to tie it, then it came. Just so
Liam knows, I still know the only thing I've ever beat him in is totally random. I think he still has me from that trivia. I still don't. I mean, I was happy to entertain the crowd, but I still feel like
he paid off the reps.
Well, this is what I wanted to talk about, right?
Yeah, grease everyone.
Do we want to do a 7 of 7 of 7? So
whoa. 7 of 7 of 7.
We did.
This is the power of 3.
We did a best of 7 series, right? So that was a 7 weeks, right?
7 best of 7 series.
Correct. Would we want to do that?
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Well, it's a big commitment.
It's okay. It's okay, but it can't be flipping a coin. Every 7 thing has to be a different thing.
We can do another 7 series, right? But we have to think of a different game. But it has to be quick.
Odds or evens.
Oh, we could do like AC Deucey or something.
AC Deucey or War for one of them, like just odd or even, red or black.
That's not a bad idea, Benoit. That's not a bad fucking idea.
Dude, you know, I was thinking, what's the fucking, god damn it. I can't talk right now. It's the fucking, god damn it. Remember that scene with National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation crew? And it was and they had like that scene where they were like, in fucking Vegas playing, they were gambling.
Vegas Vacation, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Vegas Vacation. Remember that scene? Vegas Vacation.
Okay.
All those games.
What games? Do you remember any of them?
Well, they were simple.
I'll do it right now. Vegas Vacation.
I know what you're talking, because he loses all of them, and it's like an empty casino, and
he just keeps losing every
it's classic. That exists. It's like a classic scene. It's like
he keeps going back to that blackjack dealer who keeps getting them.
Maybe we could do blackjack.
Well, yeah.
Maybe we could do
blackjack.
It
was like what number's behind your hand? And the guy could have completely lied.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, what number's behind your hand? It's like 7. He's like, nope, 6.
Yeah.
He could have completely lied.
Yeah.
He could have completely.
It's Bill Murray in the first scene of Ghostbusters. When he's just like, the chick, he's like, you're right, it was a square. And the dude, he just keeps zapping.
Yeah.
Okay, I found it. It's if you YouTube it, it's Vegas Vacation 1997 Cheapo Casino. It's a classic scene.
Cheapo Casino.
That's the clip.
So, all right, guys. Well, we got to end this, but good shit tonight. Think of something we can do for another. Are you, Liam and Bern, are you good to do another 7 of 7?
Yeah, something different.
All right.
Yeah, of course, man.
And then real quick, you know what we got to do?
Yep.
What are we at now? The pot? Because don't we owe if once the
We owe a buck a shot. We owe
Yeah.
buck a shot. So it's got to be $3 or $4 each right now.
Yeah.
All right.
I have it. Don't worry. I have a really cool spreadsheet, but this is like I think this is the 5th week. So we'd be at $5, but
back in 1966 pickup sticks.
So
50,
yep.
50,
Sean,
50.
you're doing 50. Got it. Okay. So, all right.
Liam, are you still sticking with 66?
I am.
Wow.
I'm gonna go with 34.
Burn your 34.
It's
34.
4. The number's 4.
All right. And I'm going to go with, you know what? I'm going to go with 17. Going low. All right. Here he is on 3 and 38. Wow. Wow.
Can't believe my 1 out of 100 chance. It was so close, but also any other number is just as far away.
Yeah,
guys,
wow.
I hate to break it to
38
you.
and 99 is nothing.
I hate to break it to you. Your odds every time are always 1%.
This one I know, Sean. Sean, this one I know.
Yeah, this is like literally like day 1, week 1, minute 1 of stats class in college.
Well, that's what I said. It's fun to be like, oh, 38. I had 34.
But it's fun.
It could have been 97. It's just as close. It's a random draw.
All right.
I'm gonna go watch Andor before it gets too late.
All right, guys. Good shit tonight. I'll see you later. All right.
All right,
Sean, good luck tomorrow, buddy.
Yep.
All right.
Get your shit.
Yep.
All right. See you guys.